Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody and welcome back to Geoguessr. We're doing a rural world today because I promised we would. That's probably going to be our downfall. Now it does look like we are on the right hand side of the road with the yellow divider line, and it probably isn't a Spanish speaking country. The reason I say that is the amount of green we have. Now, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole when I say that, but usually it's a little bit more deserty, kind of. It looks like we're at Junction 145, Pine County. We could be in the United States. We could be in Canada. I actually see a mile marker probably coming up. We are on East 23, and I think that says mile. Does say mile. Minnesota. That's what that says, to the best of what I can read. So we are in the United States. Now Minnesota does have a lot of rural areas, so we need to find East 23. That might be a hard part because it's going to be a rather small looking road. It's going to be something probably around this size. So 32. Now, we could keep looking. Hopefully, we could find something that really sells it to us. Pine County 145. I don't know where Pine County, Minnesota is. I don't even know if there's another Pine County anywhere else in the United States. I wouldn't be surprised. But we're probably going to guess north around Canada. When you think of, well, when I think of rural, I tend to think more of the desolate space in Canada. What do we got here? Adopt a highway. The family of Don and Dot. Alright, thanks Don and Dot. What about this one? Family of Edwin and Della Jackson. So usually people who are doing that kind of want to be remembered in some way, shape, or form. We are going eastbound on 23, even though we're kind of heading north. What is this one? Is this, yeah, East 23. So we gotta be, we don't have to be anywhere. I'm thinking we're probably gonna be up here somewhere. If we could find 23, that would be great. Although I doubt with the amount of time we have left, we will. So it's gonna be down to a pretty good guess. And my guess is gonna be over here in Minnesota. Alright, not bad. So I was a little bit further north. We're over around, I guess, Duluth and Moose Lake. Could be worse, I suppose, right? Could be a lot worse. This one feels like Alaska. I don't know if it's the trees and the dirt road, but to me, I mean, it could also be, I suppose, a Nordic country. And we have a sign right there that kind of looks Nordic to me. But I doubt we're going to get a good image on it, so we'll just pretend we never saw it. Now, that means we could be, you know, Sweden, Finland, Norway. I don't necessarily think Denmark. Denmark's rather small, so it's probably a little bit more populated. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up being in Siberia, but I don't think Google has street coverage there. So we could probably forget about that. Now, we have been to a few places in Sweden that kind of look like this. But just because we've been to places like this in Sweden doesn't mean it's we're getting rid of, you know, Finland and Norway. Which it could be either of those as well. We got another street sign here with double A's. So that's now leading me towards, I think it's Finland. Finland's over here, yeah, so... and it looks like we are on the right hand side of the road. I think all three of the Nordic countries that I'm thinking about, excluding Denmark, are on the right hand side of the road. Wait, are we on the right? Yeah, we're on the right. Alright, I felt stupid for a second. My lefts and rights sometimes, man, they just don't like to work. Yeah, I don't see any special characters on the O's. So I'm thinking more towards the Finland area. And with the amount of trees, we're probably going to be somewhere north of the capital. Which is pretty much everywhere because it's towards the south, the capital. But obviously we're doing rural. We got to look for rural areas. And the further north you go in Finland, even in Sweden and Norway, you lose population pretty fast. It's same with Canada. Most of the Canadian population is more towards the south of the country than the north, mainly because you can't really live up north in a place where you have more trees and moose than you do people. There's always been a joke, I don't know if it's just like an American joke on Canada, which is very well could be, that there's more moose in Canada than there are people. I think it's an actual true fact, but I'm thinking Finland. Now rural, I don't know what their definition of rural is. My definition of rural is fucking wide open spaces. So I was a little further off, but only about 400 points from the current leader. So not bad, not bad. Now it definitely was north of Helsinki. But I figured, yeah, this is kind of rural. I don't know. I feel like anywhere that's not near a major city is pretty significantly rural. Like this has a white divider line. I'm thinking Australia. It's going to be right-hand side of the road. That actually gets rid of Australia and it gets rid of South Africa. But we could still be on a number of African countries. And we do have Arabic of sorts. And then I don't know if this is French, but if it is, that leads credibility to Tunisia. I'm thinking Ghana. I forget if it was Ghana or Nigeria that had French influences. It could be both. It could very well be both. But I know for a fact you guys were telling me Tunisia is Arabic and French. God, we're gonna have to find like a city. We're not even going to find a city because we're doing a rural world. So hopefully, yeah, we're definitely in the African continent. We got these wide open plains. God, now it's just gonna be choosing the right African country, and right now we're in a pretty good spot on the leaderboard at least. Let's try not to fuck that up. Oh god damn it. I don't even want to try to pronounce that. But that definitely leads credibility that we're probably somewhere in the African continent, and we already knew that kind of based on being on the right hand side of the road. So we do have a kind of town with carts, which I was going to call torture devices, but they're not. Gosh, I have a fucked up mind, don't I? But, you know, when I think of rural, I don't really think of, like, towns like this. But we are in the African continent. Now, we could be in Senegal. We could be Botswana. We could be South Africa or any of these two nation states in some there. Nigeria, Ghana, and then Tunisia, and where else? We could be Jordan, because there really is a limit to where we can guess. And if we had, I don't know, once Google Maps covers the entire Earth, we're fucked. Like, ultimately, we are fucked. Now, because there are a lot of trees, I don't want to guess Botswana. I kind of want to guess either Nigeria or Ghana. So I want to flip a coin. I have one right here. If it's heads, we guess Nigeria. If it's tails, we guess Ghana. So flipping it. It is tails. I forget what I said we were gonna guess. So I guess we're guessing Nigeria. Now the only Nigeria is Lagos, so no, we're gonna guess Ghana. All right, it's gonna be Nigeria. Nope, Senegal. I knew it could have been Senegal. So that's kind of where we threw it. Now, I don't know too much about Senegal. I've said this every time we've gotten this location. But, you know, good on whoever the leader is. Now we have about 2,500 points to catch up. This is going to be tough. It looks like we just got like a farmland and we got plenty of open space. God damn it. So, that was my tips and tricks, if you could read it. I told you I have a fucking notepad. We have a giant city. We might actually be able to get a lot of information out of this. Yeah, that's my tips and tricks note that I read before I do this every fucking time. And let me tell you, I forget all of it. I forget fucking all of it. Looks like we can't go into the city. This is probably where we're going to get the most information. The town feels Eastern Europe, possibly Mongolia, just from going through the town. That's just from playing this game a lot. That there's nothing that tells me this. It's literally from me playing this game as frequently as I have. These cars definitely feel old. We got what appears to be letters. They appear to be Mongolian. You have the 3, and so you have the Russian influence. And then that's BG. I don't know what the fuck BG is. Could that be somewhere else? Could I be thinking of... Could this be Bulgaria? No way, because of the fucking Russian influence. And Bulgaria doesn't... Oh, it does. Fuck. Alright. Alright. You caught me. You fucking caught me. Then maybe we look at Bulgaria. Especially with that BG on the license plate. That's the only thing I could think of. I was originally thinking Mongolia. But with the BG right there, and there's a flag, I can't really make out the colors. But it does lead credibility that we could be somewhere in a remote village, somewhere in Bulgaria. Which we had a location kind of like this a few days ago where we were on the coast, right? So, I could see it. I could see it being Bulgaria. I was really convinced we were going to be in Mongolia. Especially when I think of rural areas, I think of fucking Mongolia. So, hopefully, this is where we catch up with those points that we're missing. And then we go into the last and final round, and we have a standoff, and whoever gets better score there. If you guys fuck up on the Bulgaria one, which, if we just guess the middle of Bulgaria, we should be fine. And you guys got a fucking perfect score. You sons of fucking bitches. You sons of fucking bitches. Alright, well, it was more towards the northeast, but you guys got it. How? Did you guys find that same license plate that I did? That's my question. But we're not doing bad, guys. We're really not. You know, everyone's doing good. Everyone has a general idea of where we are. It does appear that we are in the middle of fucking nowhere. There is a white divider line, so I think we can get rid of the United States. However, I'm not going to be so keen to do that just yet. Now, it does appear that we could be really anywhere. However, we can now exclude the United States because that is not something you see in the United States. It could be Japan. However, I think I saw a circle. So it could be Korea. But hold on, Japan is the left-hand side of the road, so there goes Japan. So we could be in Korea. This could be a wide open space somewhere in Korea. Now, it could also be one of the hundreds of fucking remote islands somewhere in the South Pacific that just happen to use a dialogue similar to Korea. Now, I have been to Korea before. I don't really remember driving through open spaces quite like this. Obviously, I didn't explore all of the fucking Korean peninsula, right? I kind of stayed around the capital of Seoul, and that kind of helped me get a better understanding of how the world works. You know, I think I was 15 when I went to Korea, and that was a good experience for me. I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a blast. It opened my mind to the different possibilities that could exist out in the world. So, you know, if you guys have the opportunity to travel, I definitely recommend it. The issue is now, I don't think we're going to be able to figure out where we are. If we guess Korea, we got to stay away from a lot of the peninsula, because a lot of this is populated. I mean, obviously, probably somewhere out in the middle of nowhere we could be, but my extent of Korea was this town to this town. So the extent of my Korean knowledge is very limited. But I wouldn't be surprised if places like this exist. Even if you think of the most populated places in the world, there's got to be some pretty... Ooh, fuck me. That's Russian, as far as I've seen. Could we be on the border of Russia and China? Which could lead credibility. We're over here. I think that's a better case. I honestly do than guessing Korea. I honestly do. Alright, we're going to guess... over here. And it was in fact Russia. You guys got a perfect score. But hey guys, I learned you move on. I was thinking Korea originally, now it was Russia. So there's no way we're gonna win this one. But we didn't do bad. We really didn't. And I hope you guys can see that we didn't do that bad. We only lost by about 5,000, 6,000 points. That Ghana to Senegal and that Russia one wasn't exactly the best thing. Let's check out the full results. Debray! Guys, how the fuck do I always come in last place? Debray coming in first place. Good job, Debray. I don't know how you got those perfect scores, man. Those last two perfect scores. That's fucking... You're coming in clutch, man. Aphelion coming in second place. It looks like the Finland one is the one that fucked you up. and only really the Finland one. Everything else, you had a pretty good, solid score. Wolf Trekker coming in 3rd place. Russia won. J Philly, also the Russia one. And then myself. The Russian one's a little bit better, but that's everyone guessed Senegal but me. Everyone guessed Senegal but me. So was it the French that gave it away? Is that what happened? But not bad. I'm gonna call it a tie between me and Jay Philly. We're only about 160, 170 points off. Wolf Trekker coming in clear 3rd, and then Debre and Aphelion. You guys are only separated by about 700 points. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I do hope you all enjoyed watching this episode. I think we are going to do something interesting coming up. We should be having fun. If you guys want to make a random map, mainly talking to Wolf Trekker, if you just want to fuck around and just make a fun map, by all means, I'll fucking play it. If you want to do fucking Antarctica, man, by all means, I'll go and I'll try to guess Antarctica. But I do have a goal in mind. Outside of this game, I do want to visit all 7 continents. Now, I have been to the United States, obviously. I kind of exist here. I was born in Europe. I have been to Russia, and I've been to South Korea. So all that's left, really, is South America, Africa, Australia, and, of course, this beaut down here, Antarctica. Now, if you guys have any recommendations for places to visit, maybe you went to Australia and you fucking loved it. Maybe you went to Australia and you fucking hated it. You know, I want to hear your travel stories, guys. So let me know that in the comment section below. But I will be seeing you all hopefully next time. Have a good rest of your day. And bye-bye.